Today, we'll be learning about inequalities within online-only learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. Education is a significant social determinant that influences health over the course of a lifetime. Levels of education attainment have been directly linked with important health outcomes such as self-related health, infant mortality, and life expectancy. Recent reports show that the level of educational attainment is a strong predictor of long-term health and quality of life. According to Healthy People 2020, graduation from high school is a strong predictor of better health. Furthermore, studies have found evidence that online courses taken are less effective due to lack of supervision, motivation, structure, etc. And lastly, studies have also found that lower performing students, such as students from low-income families, non-native English-speaking families, special needs and special ed students, perform meaningfully worse in online courses than in in-person courses. During COVID-19 pandemic, students have been forced to switch to online school. Many of these kids do not have access to reliable technology. These are three real-world examples.
Meet Linda. She's a 6-year-old in elementary school. Linda's parents are immigrants from Costa Rica and are non-native English speakers with a low SES. Working class parents both work at restaurants as servers.
Linda does not have a laptop at home. Her school was able to provide her with one, but she does not have reliable internet. Her parents have struggled to navigate online learning materials and software due to the language barrier. And the lack of interaction with friends has negatively affected her mental health.
Meet Adam. Adam is 17 and is a high school senior. Adam's parents are middle class and have been working from home since the start of the pandemic. He has access to reliable internet and has his own computer. However, he has trouble finding quiet time because everyone is at home and working at the same time. Most of his classes are asynchronous, leaving Adam with more free unstructured time than he's used to. And so he spends most of his time browsing social media and playing video games. Many of Adam's peers cheat without penalty on schoolwork, and Adam was already struggling with motivation to complete his work. So now instead of completing his work independently, Adam looks up most of the answers to his homework. Adam had been on the basketball team prior to the pandemic. However, he lives in an apartment and doesn't have a lot of outdoor space to practice. So he's noticed he's gained some weight. While he talks to his friends when they play video games, Adam has been feeling lonely because he has not been able to hang out with them in person. Adam feels tired most of the time, even when he gets enough sleep, and has been more irritable when talking to his family. He had plans to apply to college in the fall, but now that it's uncertain whether or not colleges will have people come to campus, he's thinking of taking a gap year.
Finally, meet Thomas. Thomas is a 15-year-old with Down syndrome. He is a significantly high-risk patient if he contracts COVID-19. Thomas struggles to speak properly and requires someone to interpret his broken sentences. Thomas has motivational issues as well. It is very difficult to get him to come to class on Zoom every single day. He will often put up a fight with his parents without some kind of coercion. It's also challenging for his teachers to understand him without being physically near him to interpret his body language due to his broken language. Thomas also needs someone to log him on and off of Zoom every single day, and if there is no one present, he cannot go to school. There are no exceptions. So basically, what do they all have in common here? They are all affected by the restricted access to peers and having a complete school experience in a novel online environment. For Linda, her social economic status of her parents and the fact that they do not speak English are both severe hindrances to her educational development. Although although he does seem equipped for online learning, the transition has affected his social, mental, psychological, and educational well-being. Furthermore, he has less motivation to do normal tasks and very little follow-up on any of his exams. Thomas is missing specific resources that he would normally have while in the classroom to help interpret his speech and keep him motivated, as we previously discussed.
To put all of this into perspective, the country and these kids are going to suffer the consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic decades after the pandemic. Failure to address the socioeconomic inequalities within the educational system while addressing the immediate needs of students and their families during this transition from in-person to online education will aggravate an already existing cycle of disadvantaged statuses in education, occupation, and economic life, and ultimately poor health status. The end, and thank you.